Welcome back to another episode of Broken Silence. Let's talk about this. You already know it's your girl Christine. Welcome to episode 4. If you're just tuning in with me for the first time, please comment, like, subscribe, and don't forget to hit that post notification button. As you guys know, just like my podcast, which is called Broken Silence Real Talk, episode we're gonna keep this gratitude. So for me, I'd probably say I'm actually grateful for 2020. 2020 came in and everyone's, COVID and stuff like that. But it kind of reinvented my wheel, reinvented my worth. It kind of reminded me of who I am and what I'm doing and what I'm doing it for and who I'm doing it for, which is my children and myself. Let me give you an example. I'm a hustler. I'm not a gangster. I'm a hustler. There's a difference. And I didn't really take no downtime with my children. My first child, I went to school after like 6 weeks after having him. My second child, 5 weeks, I went back to work. And now my daughter, I went back to work after 4 weeks. So I never really had that maternity leave time with them. So I was able to spend that time with them, and I was able to spend time with my stepkids, have them all here. So it was a blessing to be able to kind of just have that time with my children. Along with, hey, 2020 showed me who my real friends are. 2020 showed me who was really down for me. And I'm not going to lie to you, it hurt. It's still hurting, to be honest with you. I'm still hurting from some friendships that I'm just like, yo, really? Like, this is how it's really going down? But at the same time, it's a blessing. Because, hey, I'd rather find out now than 5 years down the road when I've grown further and I've trusted this person with something and come to find out that they're not really having my back. So I'm grateful for what 2020 has showed me in a nutshell. I'm grateful for the business opportunities that 2020 has faced me. I'm grateful that I was able to publish my book in 2020. If you haven't already, please go get your copy of Hidden Truths, Broken Silence. It's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Target, Walmart.com, eBay, Book Depository. It's international. And I'm just really great masterpiece. It took me about 10 years to put this out, put it together. I think I rewrote it like 5-6 times because there was just so much information that I had to put forth, and I had to go back and protect the guilty and stuff like that. But in another episode, I'll talk about my writing journey with you guys and kind of share some secrets with you guys, some pointers. But yeah, as I said, my podcast, Broken Silence Real Talk, it's on Spotify, Google, Apple Podcasts, Listen Notes. There's a couple other ones, but I don't know them off the top of my head, but you could just Google it if anything. I just want to say Happy New Year's first and foremost, and hope you guys had a blessed holiday. I'm not going to start with the whole new year, new me foolishness. I'll say new year, but I'm going to say continued growth. Because this year, again, like I just told you guys, has shown me so much in a nutshell. But I've already started to change. I can't wait for a new year that God knows what classifies as a year. You have to classify what a year is for you. You need to say, like, you know what? Today is the day where I change my life. It all starts with you. It doesn't start with no new year. It doesn't start at 12 o'clock. It doesn't start 11:11 on the clock or 11:11 gas prices and all those angel signs. Don't get me wrong, I believe in that. But don't wait for that to be your sign. You need to be your sign. Accountability within yourself, discipline within yourself, loving yourself, and being at peace with yourself. A lot of us are trauma bonding with people and having trauma bonds as friends. And it's just going to tear you down in the long run and not kind of keep you focused and directed on your path. So as I said, Happy New Year. It's a new year, but it's a continued growth for me. I hope it's a continued growth for you. If you guys do have any New Year's resolutions that you want to share with me, please leave it in the comments below and I will check them out and I will personally respond back. I want to thank all of you guys, my supporters out there. You guys have been I've been getting emails. I've seen a couple comments. I just want to let you guys know, thank you. Thank you for rocking with me. Thank you for being with me. I appreciate it 100% and wholeheartedly. You have to think about, as I touched on before, like the power of fear. The power of fear. And the power of fear stops you from growing, because you're so scared in the you that you became comfortable with that you can't grow and explore who you actually are. You're not your trauma. You're not your abuse. You're not your abuser. You're not your scars. You're not your arguments. You're not none of that. You are worthy. You are beautiful. You are handsome. You are worthy. You are valuable. You are appreciated. And all of that love and worthy and appreciation and value shouldn't come from somebody else. It should come from you. So when I say that, I really mean the power of growth, the fear to grow, the fear to know who you are because you got comfortable in your trauma. You got comfortable in your pain. And that's why a lot of us, we tend to go back to either toxic relationships or, you know, toxic family relationships and as well, not just boyfriend and girlfriend, but family as well. I don't care so much your mother. If it's toxic, it's toxic and it's unhealthy. And because you are so bound by the word family and the word brother, mom, sister, dad, whatever it may be, you have now put them as a blanket and said, I'm just gonna, you know, hold you guys because you guys are my comfort to my pain. But you can't be comfortable in pain if you're trying to grow. And that all stems from the power of fear because you are afraid to grow. And I just hope that with the new year coming and with, you know, all the memes, I don't get caught up into that, to be honest with you, but all the memes that are out there that people are seeing, that you decide to say, you know what, this is me. This is my time. I can't let somebody else write my story. I can't let somebody else take over my life and me what I'm worth. How can you let somebody show you what you're worth? You need to show them what you're worth because it all starts with you. I can't value you if you don't do that stuff. I could see it in you. I could try to show you that it's in you, but until you're ready, is it really going to happen? Are you really going to take those steps? And a lot of it starts by saying, no, I am done. And sometimes you have to be portrayed as the bad guy for a little bit by someone in your life because you have decided to, you know what, I can't allow you to come into my life or continue to come back into my life as whatever relation or relationship it may be, if all you're going to do is try to tear me down. And a lot of people will come into your life when they see that you're grown without them and come back and try to tear you down and try to get you back to that mental level of where they had you before. And that's all the comfort of pain because you remember those warm nights. You remember those beautiful laughter, great conversations, whatever it may be. But what happens when those are over? What happens when you're not laying in bed? What happens when they leave your house? What happens when you get off the phone? You want to know what fills you? Fear, anxiety, pain. That's what fills you up inside. It's not joy, love, laughter. It's fear that fills you up. And anything that's not serving you, you need to let go. And I'm not going to sit here and preach it and act like, yo, I don't struggle with it, because I do. And that's just me being real with you guys. I struggle with it. I struggle with not allowing my pain to comfort me because I know what it's like fighting for when I was in that pain. I knew what I saw, and maybe that other person didn't see it. But sometimes you got to let go of that so the other person can see it. And here's the reality of the situation. If that person does come back, sometimes it is a little bit too late because you already grew through your pain and your pain is no longer your comfort. So if they want to grow and they want to get out of that comfort zone, you're going to know it's you. You're going to know that they see you the way you see yourself, which is valued, loved, appreciated, beautiful, handsome, worthy. Not filled with anxiety, fear, doubt, helplessness. We have to be careful of who we let dictate our life. I'm a woman. I'm not going to ever dictate. I'm not qualified to say what a man is. Only thing I'm qualified to do what I want in a man, what I believe the characteristics of a man is. But I'm not qualified to say what a man is. I'm not a man, I'm a woman. And I'm qualified to say the type of man I want in my life, or the type of friends that I want in my life. That's what I'm qualified for. And I think we get so caught up in the idealism and the materialism outside. I thank God that I'm not that person, but I know that there's a lot of people that love the outside. I call them vanity, to be honest with you. That's what I call those people, vanity people. You can't get caught up in the vanity and the aesthetics of somebody when you don't know who they are. Like, for instance, having a child. That's a lifetime bond. You got caught up in how this person looks, how they feel when they touch you, you know, how you feel when you're around them. But you didn't get caught up in the discovery of who they are beneath the aesthetic. And I think that's where a lot of people fall short, is because we lose ourselves in loving and caring for somebody else. And it all stems from our pain. Because if we were healed, if we were loved, if we weren't abused, if we weren't or misguided, we wouldn't be in these situations. So we have to heal. Nobody else can heal us for us, I'll tell you that. The people who want to come into your life and heal you, run, because they will tear you down. And you will tear them down. People who want to heal you is because they see you, but they don't understand you. You know what I'm saying? People who want to run in your life and fix you and heal you and all that stuff, they see you, but they don't understand you. A lot of people fall in love with your aesthetic, not your value. They fall in love with media likes of you, or what the women or the men like of you. But they don't like what you're responding to. They don't like what you're putting out. You're falling short. So at the end of the day, it all comes back to you. Loving who you are, knowing who you are, and being ready to say, no, I'm done. And I myself am still working on that. So as I approach the new year, I'm just trying to put the pieces of the puzzle together to kind of have my foundation solid. Because I have 3 children who are following behind me. And I even have more than 3 children, okay? I look at my other children as my own. They're not really my stepchildren, they're my children. So I have them following me as well. So I got to make sure the foundation is strong for them. Think of the tree of life. The tree is the aesthetic. The roots are the foundation. So what happens when the roots are weak? The tree dies. The tree dies. So when we get comfort in our pain, we die inside. That's when the whole suicidal ideation starts to cultivate our mind. It starts to take over our mind and our feelings because we don't feel whole inside. Because we've allowed other people to come into our lives, dictate our value, our worth, when they don't themselves. So as you step into this new year, I want you to develop you. Don't think about, oh, new year, new me. No. New year, it's time to just be you. And that starts with loving yourself, being yourself, valuing yourself, and don't let nobody come around and take down what you have built for yourself. Don't just watch the behavior. You need to listen and understand the mindset. There's a lot of people that don't listen to you. There's a lot of people that will sit there and be like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. But what are they doing about it? If people come into your life and they see a problem and they point it out to you, are they offering solutions? Are they by your side helping you map out your vision? If they're just to nitpick and point out where you're going wrong, but they ain't there to offer solutions, they're part of the problem. They are a part of the problem. It all starts and stops with you. Do not get comfortable with your pain. Don't put your pain on as a blanket. Strip that off. Whatever you need to do, strip it off. but love yourself. And me, I never loved myself for a very long time. I'm still learning to love myself. I'm just keeping it 100. And that's why it took me so long to write this book, because this is a memoir of my life and it's a self-help book. And when I was writing it, I had to do my reflection. I'm like, yo, Christine, you really went through this and you're still standing. Because I know my value now. And it didn't take this book to know my value. I had to know my value before this book came out. If I didn't know my value, this book wouldn't be out. And this book should have been out years ago. I had many of my friends like, Christine, why is your book not out yet? Why is this not out? Your man should be pushing you. It wasn't the time. Because I couldn't hold the value to this because I didn't hold the value to this first. Can't hold the value to this if the value's not here first. You know? So as you guys step into the new year, set the bar for yourself, not anybody else, no matter whatever it is. But just remember, you can't set a bar high, no weight. Because if I set a bar with no weight, the bar's just going up in the air with no foundation. It's just going up with no foundation. The bar needs to come with the weight. The weight is the foundation. The bar is. So set your bar, but with weight on it. That's what I want you guys to do. Again, please, if you guys have any New Year's resolutions for yourself, for your family, like, as I said, comment. I would love to see. I'll even leave a couple comments, respond to you guys, kind of some things that I have already in the process, but I'm going to bring them to light. As I said before, this was episode 4 of Broken Silence. Let's talk about this. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. This was another episode. Peace and power.